Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's We Roguelike. At the show, we play every roguelike in history. I'm your host, Boston Drum. As always, is Moonpier.
Hi, everybody.
And Monkey Sr.
Hello.
It's week 3 of Ironcast. So I finally figured out why I wasn't seeing that one pilot, the one that when you make a large enough match, you get colors of, or some of each color. On the PS4, that's a DLC character. So, scooped up that DLC for like $3 for both pilots, and had a killer run with her. Catherine something is her name.
Yeah.
And handily got to the first boss. Had like a bunch of upgrades on every system. I had like one or two rare. Got, like, I think my shield and one of my guns was rare. Like, I was chewing through stuff. And it's the first time I've hit that boss. The game says, alright, thanks to all the fine work you've done, we've taken 970 HP off of the boss. And I was like, that is a big number? How much of that boss's health is it? And then it fires up and it still has 4,470 health. And I was like, oh no, I have 600. I got stomped by that first boss. In like 2 turns, it like mulched my corpse. Like it was bad. It was real bad.
Yeah.
Ironcast.
The first time I went against it, the people somehow brought it to half, and I was like,
nice.
Cool.
That's great.
It's like, oh, that's what that currency does.
Yeah, I couldn't even like pierce the shields no matter which weapon I was using. So I was like, okay, cool. I guess I am just going to not beat this boss. All right. But I got a lot of commendations out of that one, so that helps. Yeah. Oh man, I had a couple of runs this week because I really felt like playing this a lot, and that was the only one that really went anywhere notable. Yeah.
Yeah,
what do you got, Moon?
I'll go middle here because I might as well admit I barely had any time to play this week. As discussed with Boston, and he has been aware of, I was pretty sick this week.
Yeah.
And for those of you who know me, I slept 12 hours on 3 different occasions. So
one of those summer colds that's just like, you're gonna sleep.
Yeah, like it was a case of get home, go to bed, fall asleep, wake up, go to work, get home, go to bed, fall asleep. Like yeah, I had very little time. I did a couple of runs, but they were all just terrible because my brain just was not focused at all this week, unfortunately. I'm still enjoying the game. I kind of wish I would have played it on my Xbox because that's my console of choice, and you know. But I'm not too sure how the controls work, or how are the controls for the console version?
They work really well. It's basically like hold the select button and then just drag your cursor between and then let go, and it matches all of them. And then the thing that I actually kind of like is the shoulder buttons are like the left ones are your 2 weapons, the right ones are your walk and shields. And then when you hold for PS4, when you hold triangle, it slides out the healing thing. All 4 of those buttons are the same. When you hold square to aim stuff at the enemy, all 4 of those buttons are the same on the enemy too. So like they have it all aligned everywhere that these 4 shoulder buttons are the same no matter which panel you're looking at. It's really well done.
Yeah. I like it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a couple of runs. Nothing was really spectacular, to be completely honest. So I don't know.
This game's also hard. Like it doesn't pull punches.
We have played some hard games. Like this is pretty great.
Yeah. Monkey, do you get anything cool done this week?
So I've beaten the first boss a few times, right?
Okay.
This week, and so each time it's been at least an hour like playing to the first boss.
Yeah.
And then because this is like a more strategic game, right? It wears on your brain.
Yeah.
So like each time I've had to stop and take a break, and then when I come back, it's just like, oh, it's even harder, and like I have to remember everything that all my equipment and stuff. So like I fail soon after, and that I think that's like one of my main issues, right? It's like it takes a really long time to get to just the first boss, and I don't know how many there are, right? Like,
yeah, I
what
don't
if there's
either.
like 5? That's like,
God.
and then each stage takes an hour. That's like 5 hours, maybe. I don't
know. Oh, no big
Oh.
deal. Yeah.
So yeah, like that's what I've been dealing with this week. Just getting to the first boss, resting, and then failing right after.
Yeah, like 2 more fights in. Yeah. Yeah, I still really like this game.
Yeah, it's really fun to play. It's just,
yeah, and it is still very hard. Not in like an impossible way, but you're right. Like the time I got to the first boss, I even had one of the levels I hadn't seen before where you go in and someone was asking for a donation, and I gave them like the most donation possible, and they gave me like 1,000 gold bars. So like even doing that to kind of like essentially skip one of the levels, even still like that took largely about an hour to get to that first boss. And then like 3 turns for me to lose. Oh boy. Just brutal, man.
and I don't like those trade ones, because the very first one I didn't know what I was doing, so the selection I chose gave me absolutely nothing. So it was like just a useless turn, I guess.
Right. Yeah, they asked me for like whatever the fist icon is. They're like, how about 90 of those? I was like, yeah, man, sure. And they're like, here's 1,000 gold bars. Like, okay, cool. I guess that helps. And then when you fight the boss, they're like, because of however many of these fist currency you have, that took health off the boss. And I was like, well, 90 wasn't really going to make a difference here. So I guess I'm glad I turned those in. Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts here for week 3? We're just kind of keep chugging along here, trying to make as much progress as we can. But
yeah,
it's good.
Like Monkey said, like it's hard, but it is fun to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see this being one of those, not to get a week ahead of ourselves, but I could see this being one of those games that I keep installed for a while and just like, yeah, I could play a little Ironcast, sure, why not? And then like make it halfway through the first area and be like, oh, right, it's super hard, right? Forgot about that.
Yep.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you all next run. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.